Hi guys, thank you for being here with me today. Welcome to my channel if you're new here. If you want to subscribe, hit the subscribe button, and there's a bell next to that button. If you want to hit that bell, that ensures that you receive notifications anytime I upload a video or do a live, which I haven't done yet, but I am going to do in the future, so you don't want to miss those. I mentioned in the last video that July is Minority Mental Health Month, and it's a very, very important topic, but not something that I feel qualified to speak on. So I've enlisted the help of some friends, and today's video is brought to you by Christian Ortiz. He is a photographer, and well, he's really a jack of all trades here in the Columbus, Georgia area. He's a musician, he does a lot of things, so he was willing to speak to me about his experience growing up, what it's like to grow up Hispanic, what it's like to grow up with anxiety and Hispanic, and sort of what that looks like and what it feels like, and his words of encouragement for you. So without further ado, here's Christian.
Hey everyone, my name is Christian Ortiz. Janae, thank you so much for having me on Fear Itself so that I may be able to share my story. I wanted to take a minute to speak on anxiety and how it affects Hispanic culture specifically. Myself being born and raised in Los Angeles, living in New Jersey, being raised in New York, and having the most insane childhood, I can tell you firsthand how anxiety can affect us, for sure. For those who don't know, Hispanics typically get affected by anxiety more physically than anything else. Mixed with depression, we suffer a lot with stomach pains, migraines, regular headaches, dizziness, nausea. It's a nightmare. It can really tear us down physically. Any situation that just doesn't feel right can give us knots in our stomach, make us instantly sick. Now, as good as we may be covering it up, those feelings do exist. And it causes a lot, and it explains a lot of behaviors in our culture. For those who know Hispanics or have been around us, you know that we're a little over the top. Very friendly, wonderful people, but a lot of times, we're just a little extra, I'm not even gonna lie. But there's a reason for that. There's always an underlying reason of why people are the way they are. For Hispanics, I can tell you firsthand that for the majority of us, we've come from troubled pasts, right? Most of us don't come from wealthy families or have opportunities. Now, I say most. There are some who are very fortunate enough. But most of us have had troubled pasts, myself included, right? Being raised in some of the craziest cities by a single mom raising 3 boys, you can only imagine the stress that goes along with that. Of course, my mother dealing with anxiety her whole life, projecting it on her children. Of course, we adopt habits and behaviors, but we don't know what's going on. Fast forward 30 years, I believe it was when I turned 33, and I was going through hell. And I went to go see a therapist, and things just got really bad for me, and I had no idea what was going on. I knew that I was depressed. I knew that I was going through something internally, but I couldn't figure it out for the life of me. I was very fortunate enough to meet with a therapist who was very well educated and knew exactly how to deal with my situation. Needless to say, I got pretty educated on anxiety from a whole nother level. But for those who don't know, anxiety affects cultures in so many different ways, right? So it's good to be mindful. I always try to encourage my friends and family never to immediately judge someone on their behaviors. There's a reason why everyone acts the way they do in every culture. And I can almost guarantee you that the huge percentage is caused by anxiety in some form or fashion. So it's an important topic. When I found Janae's podcast and I read her book and I saw what she was doing for those who suffer from anxiety, and I started watching the YouTube videos, it hit home because I get it. Again, it wasn't until I was an adult that I fully understood the impacts anxiety actually has on people. But it can also affect us at such an early age. I've had anxiety my whole life, right? And it made sense when I finally got help and I finally got to speak to a therapist, and she was able to explain anxiety, depression, why I was feeling the way I was feeling, triggers. It was all of this knowledge that I had acquired within 3 sessions that changed my life. I'm sitting there taking it all in and then thinking my entire life now makes sense. Who I am and why I am the way I am makes sense now. And that's huge. I don't think people really understand how important it is to truly, truly know oneself and the reason why we are the way we are. I think if everybody can focus on understanding not only themselves but others, it would make a huge difference. So be mindful and take care of yourselves. And for those who have children, please, 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 it should go without saying, don't only protect your children's physical well-being, but protect their mental health and their mental well-being. Have a good one.